Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do the baby shower game, Guess That Baby Food. Sorry if you see some moving in the background, got a little helper down there on the chair today. So you want to start off with 5 different baby foods, or you could pick as many as you'd like. The ones that I've chosen are carrots, prunes, sweet potato and turkey, apples and blueberries, and then a custard. Now you can make them as easy or as hard as you'd like to. I tried to pick a variety of flavors, and I would make each of them out of 2 points, seeing as some of them have 2 ingredients and some of them do not. So the materials that you'll need for this craft are really simple. You just pick the colors of cardstock that you would like, get some permanent glue tape. This hole punch I will be using as well, and then as always a ruler. You'll also want to grab a pair of scissors, a pencil to mark everything off, and then pen of your choice. I like one with a thick and thin side so I can decide how thick I'd like to write on the bottles. So let's get started. Now you're going to be taking off the labels of the jars, so you want something to identify each one. So I'm just going to put a little sticky note on the top of each bottle so I don't forget which one is which. You could just use a piece of masking tape and put it on the bottom. I'm just putting each one on the top because I find it a little easier. Now you want to take your jars and you're going to peel the labels off. So it doesn't really matter if you rip them because you don't need them at all, because you're going to be doing a completely different label on each jar with the craft paper that you have. So just remove the labels from all your jars. So now we have all of the labels peeled off. Now you don't have to worry about this stuff here because you're going to be putting something over top, so it doesn't matter if there's any residue from your labels. Now something that might be nice to do if your guests have allergies, it might be nice to write down on a master list all the ingredients of the baby food. Now, most of them should be really simple. For example, in the carrots one, the only ingredients in the carrots are carrots and water. But in something like the custard, there is milk ingredients, and if you have someone with allergies, it's good to know that or ask before you play this game. So now you need to decide what order you're going to have the food in. So I decided to start off with an easy one, carrots. Number 2, a little more difficult, with a sweet potato and turkey. And then the one in the middle, I did prunes. Some people will really dislike this one. So then right after that, we'll have the really nice custard. And then to finish off just with something fruity, apples and blueberries. So using the Martha Stewart punch, I've used the inside setting here to go ahead and punch out 5 circles. Then I have taken my teal paper and marked off 1.5 inch strips that I'm going to cut out. So now I have my 5 strips, 1.5 inch, and I'm going to cover them in glue tape and attach each one to the bottle. So I'm just completing the glue on this strip here, and then you're going to take one of your bottles, and if you put it where the remnants are, it should fit really nicely right over top. So that's the perfect size to cover up everything. And then just simply turn your bottle around, and your ends should match up nicely, and then seal everything off, and do that for all 5 of them. So now they are all wrapped, and at this point, if you didn't feel like going any further decoration wise, you could just write the numbers right on the strips there. I'm just going to continue with a little bit more detail. So the next color is a navy blue, and I've marked off 5 1-inch strips. So I've got the 5 strips and my glue tape, and I'm going to glue them into the middle of that teal there to create a nice pattern. So I cut these ones at the 7.5 inch mark, and when I put them on, they just fit. So I started it right at the seam and then ended right at the seam there. So I'm just going to put some glue tape on, and then I will show you putting it on the baby food. Okay, so we have this covered in the glue tape, and we're going to find the seam and then place it right at the seam. And so it looks like it's right underneath, but it's just kind of tucked slightly. And then we're going to turn it all the way around, keeping the width in the right place. And you'll see that it's going to meet up perfectly and be just the right length for the entire bottle. So now we have all 5 bottles with that nice pattern on there, and now I am going to take my red dots here and label them 1 through 5 with my black felt tip marker. So we have all of our numbers now, and we just need to coat them with glue tape on the back and attach them to each of the baby foods. So on the number 1, I have a strip of glue tape in the center. I'm going to take the carrots and find where I'd like to put it. Now, sometimes you could just put it there to hide the seam, or you might find that that draws attention to that area and you might just want to put it on the other side. I'd rather not draw attention to the seam, so I'm actually going to put it right on the front. And I'm going to do the same for all of the others. So I'm happy with how that looks, and I'm going to actually take this off, coat it completely with the tape, the glue, so that I can press it down completely on the bottle, and I'm going to do that for all of them. So now all the numbers are attached. You can see 1 through 5, and now you can take off the indicators on the top to let you know what is in each one, but make sure you make yourself a master list. So I have taken off all of these from the top of the baby food, and I've made a little cheat sheet, what's that baby food, and that's just using one of the dollar store cards, and on the back I have all of the answers. Now when you're doing the game, you can give out cards like this for each person that say what's that baby food on the front, and then on the back having all the numbers and then blanks, and they can fill them in. And you'll need a couple more things. So you will need something so people can try the baby food, and the best thing to do is actually just little popsicle sticks. You could have spoons, but you'd have to have a lot because you don't want people double dipping into the food. And for 5, people could just have 6 dips, or sorry, 5 dips of course, but you can use them double-sided, so you could use 1 for 2 of them. You also want to have pencils or pens. I like using these little mason jars. It looks nice to have them displayed that way. And then you need something for people to write on. One thing that works really well is a paper plate. Another idea is to have clipboards. These ones are from Target, and were $1 each. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have fun at your next baby shower.